Hey guys, welcome back to some more F1 2018 and part 8 of our Mercedes career mode, and in today's episode we are taking part in the French Grand Prix, the first time I have ever driven the Paul Ricard circuit. It's going to be interesting. We have had some upgrades come through, we've also had some fail. If we look at that, we have got the gearbox wear development on the car, that is brilliant, and we've also got some ERS development as well, which will really help. Unfortunately, the barge boards haven't come through, but they should be in place for the next Grand Prix in Austria. If we look at the R&D table, Williams have took a big step up over recent Grand Prix, and they're now on Toro Rosso level, and probably looking to catapult themselves up into the upper midfield by the end of the season. Obviously Red Bull have pretty much caught up to Ferrari, but we are forming a little bit of a gap in the development race at the moment, but we'll just have to see what Ferrari and Red Bull have up their sleeves as we progress throughout the season. But no, the season so far going very well, and certainly a screen that I like is this one, where it tells you the whole story for everyone over the season, and you can see where they finish, you can see the pattern of podiums, and you can see that only 2 drivers have won 2 Grand Prix so far, and that's Raikkonen and Hamilton. Obviously we should have done that in Spain, and you know, arguably in Canada we could have had an opportunity as well, but it is certainly going to be interesting. There hasn't been any victories for Verstappen, and Vettel hasn't won since the opening day. So, you know, who knows what can happen in this championship. It's going to be close going into this sort of mid part of the season. But without further ado, I'll now hand over to qualifying 3, and we shall see how we do in our first time around the Paul Ricard circuit. Okay guys, here we are in Q3. I don't like this track, I'll be honest. A lot of people might like this track. I'm not a fan. It's just maybe it's because I'm not used to it yet, and you know, I don't know it 100%. But we have been struggling, it's fair to say. But we should finish in the top 6. I'll show you me setup and stuff before the lights out tomorrow. But hopefully, I'll be able to put something together in this first flying lap. Well, here we come round probably my favourite part of the track, to be honest with you, is this sort of long sweeping right-hander. But yeah, we're about 2/10 off Lewis Hamilton's time at the moment. We might just about get a decent time out of this. A little lock up there. The sun is difficult to sort of see around, which, you know, sounds obvious, but it is really unsighting us. But coming up to the line, this could be pole. Oh, it's not. But P3, I'd be absolutely delighted with that. Something very interesting on the race director. Daniel Ricciardo and Alonso have had their laps deleted because they exceeded track limits. I don't think I've ever seen that before. But while we're at it, we might as well have a look at the top 10 as they stand at the moment. It would be interesting if this is how it stays. Ricciardo actually did do a quicker lap than us, and he would probably go up into P3 if he can somehow repeat his time where he exceeded track limits. But you can see we're about equal with Lewis through Sector 2 and Sector 1, but Sector 3 we're losing a little bit more there than the other places. But, you know, half a second. This is good. You know, we should be getting better at it all the time. I just don't think it's happening at the moment. Don't think I'm in the flow of the circuit yet. But, you know, maybe 6 months down the line, if we come here again, we could well do a bit better. But I'm just letting the time tick down until it's time for us to go on another hot lap. Okay guys, I'm going to try and take you through a lap of Paul Ricard and hopefully we'll improve on our time. I'm trying to get a distant tour from Raikkonen up ahead, but we're probably going to end up messing up this lap. Although having said that, that's the best I've went through that turn all weekend. So you guys are my lucky charm. But it is quite a fast flowing circuit, and you know, I can imagine once you're into the groove of it, it would feel pretty damn good. But a purple Sector 1, which, you know, makes sense. We were pretty much nip and tuck with Lewis the first time we went through there. We're currently half a second up on our time at the moment. This would be our most unbelievable pole yet, and that's Monaco included. A little bit weaker through there than we were last time out. We lost about a tenth. But coming up now to my favourite part of the circuit, the fast right-hander. Fast, flat right-hander. Little drop down the gears as you come round this turn here, and that's pretty good again. Oh, a little lock up. We might be able to make a Mercedes 1-2. Here we come. Lewis Hamilton has gone even quicker, so we're not going to get pole today. But we are 6/10 up. We're coming up to the line now. What's it going to be? It's second. Or third, I think. Yes, it's third. I'm very happy with that. I'm assuming Vettel bettered Lewis at the end there. No, Vettel split us.
Your top three are Hamilton, Vettel and the captain. Goodbye for now then, but we're really just getting started. Make sure to join us again for Lights Out tomorrow.
But look at that top 7 there, you know, 6/10 separating pole to 7th. That is incredible. We're only 2/10 off Hamilton. I don't think that's too bad. You know, the top 3 of us there. But it looks pretty good. You know, I'm really happy with that qualifying session. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the lap too. But it's now time to hand over to our 2 favourite commentators, apart from Ben Edwards and David Coulthard, of course, to take you through the 2018 French Grand Prix. Enjoy.
Hello and welcome to the Circuit Paul Ricard, current home of the French Grand Prix, an event dating all the way back to 1906. It's been held at many venues over the years, with famous moments from Dijon and Manicourt the feature of many a highlights reel. And let's hope we see more of those in the race today. 6 lefts and 9 rights give us a total of 15 corners here at the Circuit Paul Ricard, and a lap covers an overall distance of 3.6 miles. Average speeds will be somewhere in the region of 142 miles per hour, and they'll be maxing out on the Mistral straight at around 205 miles per hour. Anthony Davidson is here once again for today's Grand Prix. Let's talk about the captain. What do you make of their performance so far this season?
They've been avoiding mistakes and have had solid pace, so it's been a good season so far, but whether they can keep that up long term remains to be seen.
So before the off, let's remind ourselves of yesterday's qualifying session with a look at the starting grid. Sebastian Vettel has a clear track ahead of him today. He starts in pole position, and the captain completes the front row. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Raikkonen, Verstappen, Nico Hülkenberg, and Hamilton, Ricciardo, Sainz, Magnussen, and Fernando Alonso, Grosjean, Ocon, Sergio Perez, and Gasly, Van Dorn, Stroll, Brendan Hartley, and Charles Leclerc. Ericsson and Sergei Sirotkin rounds off the grid. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track.
We're in a very good position today. Let's see if we can do even better in the race.
I mean, I'm shocked at that. Hamilton has got a 5-place grid penalty. I'm assuming it's for gearbox. But as promised, I'll show you the setup for this. I used Tia McMurdoch's video where he was talking about setups for medium, high and low downforce tracks. So I've sort of based this on his sort of guidance on that. So, contrary to my belief, this gives a higher top speed than a 4.1 setup. But yeah, I thought it was all to do with the rear wing. 100% differential, all the way to the left and all the way to the right. 11 on the suspension. That one might be wrong. I can't remember. Brake pressure I adjusted myself. I always have me tyre pressures on the lowest, and the weight distribution have 7. So there you go. If it doesn't work, blame him, not me. But yeah, we're getting ready for the race now. I am curious as to how long this sort of straight is from the get-go.
Okay, how was the pull away? You'll have a bit more grip than that on the start, but we need to warm the tyres properly now. Make sure you get some heat into the brakes as well.
Let's get the temperatures up, because that's perhaps why we've been having bad starts. We haven't really been warming our tyres that much, have we? We've just sort of been waltzing around the track. So trying to use the gearbox to sort of cause a burnout, but it's not happening. But yeah, hopefully you guys are good and still enjoying the series. I certainly am. It's been an amazing first week of F1 content on the channel. It's gone so much better than I could have ever hoped, really, and you know, you guys are thanked for that. And nearly 100 likes, if not already 100 likes on part 1, so that is insane, insanity to have 100 likes on an F1 episode. I never ever would have expected that when I released that video. But ooh, slight lock up there, which won't help our tyre wear, but it shouldn't be too much of a problem, hopefully. Goodness me, that was close. Going on a rich fuel mix, I think. The tyres are as warm as they're gonna get. I'm just following Vettel round, and here we come round the final corner. Yeah, I didn't know whether the grid would line up round here, because obviously the start line is not far from here, really. I think it's about here. I think that's the start finish line officially. Oh, we nearly went into the back of Vettel there with that burnout, but now we're lining up and ready for the get-go.
The start sequence will begin as soon as the grid has formed. Be ready with the clutch.
Oh, I'm nervous. I am nervous. First time in a French Grand Prix on a Codemasters game. Lights out, away we go, straight away. What a start that is, off the grid for us. Vettel got off to a terrible start. Both Ferraris off to a terrible start. Ricciardo off to a decent start. He goes round the outside and takes us out. Oh my word. Was it Verstappen? I'm not sure. Let's have a look at this start. We got off to a fantastic getaway. And then whoever that is on the left there, I think it was Ricciardo. Yeah, he sort of turned into us, didn't he? We were just on the inside line. He turned into us. We went round, and then Vettel took our wing off. I feel like we should use a flashback there. I don't know, because it's going to ruin our race if not. But I don't know. Perhaps we use a flashback. Sort of. I don't know. Do we use a flashback? I really don't know, guys. Because we're going to be at the back of the race again if we don't. I don't like doing that, actually, so let's just accept our fate.
Virtual safety car deployed.
Virtual safety car. What I might do, actually, is try and avoid the front wing damage. So, sort of do it from here. Oh, Oh dear. Did a Grosjean there.
Caution, caution. The virtual safety car is out. Reduce speed and maintain a positive delta.
I'd say that's better. We don't have damage now. So, yeah. I mean, it's unfortunate, of course, but it did happen. Verstappen took us out. Hopefully he's got a penalty of some sort. And now it's about a recovery drive. But yeah, hopefully you guys don't mind too much that I used the flashback to sort of save our front wing there. I just didn't want another episode where we're right at the back of the grid. Unless there was a full safety car deployed, I might have...
Stay focused.
I might have considered, you know, staying out there, but what a fantastic start. So maybe warming the tyres did work
Maintain your pace.
in the end.
VSC ending. Wait for green.
Here's the green flag, and now we're underway once again. Going down the inside of Sainz, and look at this. We're through, so already back up to 9th place. I'm looking forward to this actually. We've not really had a recovery drive where we've been in the pack per se. We've always had a recovery drive from sort of back of the field. Ah, that's annoying. Definitely using a flashback for that one. But yeah, it was about here, wasn't it? Yeah, a little bit eager there perhaps, and go down the inside of Raikkonen. And somebody's pulled off into the pits, so we're up to 8th. No more flashbacks now, it's all about the recovery drive now. Seeing if we can get back on the podium in this Grand Prix. Well, we're making a move on Grosjean. It's close. Well, I didn't have the bottle to follow through on it.
Reducing our overall capacity. The more charge you hold, the faster that capacity will drop.
Here comes Raikkonen. A couple of cars fighting up ahead as well. We can sort of go deeper into these corners. I don't really know why. We managed to force our way past Fernando Alonso, so we're up to 6th place now. That's 8 championship points. Things are going a lot better. Here comes Raikkonen on us. He's got the DRS, so have we, but he's just so much quicker in a straight line. But again, we managed to use our pace around the outside there, and Raikkonen's actually gone round. So I don't know if he's out of the race, but yeah, he must have touched us. We sort of went round the outside. I say that's fair game. We weren't off the track and weren't driving dangerously. If he goes into us, he goes into us. But we're right behind Hulkenberg, and I'm considering whether to come into the pits this lap. I think we will, looking at the tyre wear. I think we can get a decent undercut on the guys ahead, you know, which will get us into clean air and able to fight Lewis and Max back for the lead of the Grand Prix. So we're going to come round this final turn and into the pit lane. And we're in. So not the ideal start by any stretch of the imagination.
Release.
But, you know, we're at least not out of the race, and at least we don't have no front wing like we would have done if we hadn't used the flashbacks. But please let me know down in the comments what you guys think. I didn't really like doing it, but you know, I think it helps the episode as a whole. It doesn't really have the biggest effect on our result. I feel like we'd still finish probably 6th or something if we were punted at the back. So yeah, let me know.
Safety car deployed. The safety car has been deployed. Watch your delta. Make sure you keep it positive as we catch the pack. Drop your speed. Our delta is too low and we risk a penalty. Slow your pace immediately.
Well, safety car deployed. I don't exactly know what for. The safety car has been deployed, which is interesting. We've come out behind Sainz, and I don't really know how he's managed that. Because he was at the back of the sort of Magnussen-Alonso queue, so I don't really quite get that. But the safety car's out there, and that'll at least bunch up the field again, and it will give us a chance of still getting the win today, perhaps, depending on how many cars are in front of us. That's the thing. People coming into the pits now have a massive advantage.
Lewis is in for a stop. Okay, slow down, slow down. Your delta is negative, which means you are too fast. Reduce your pace.
French Grand Prix then, and we are in the midst of a Toro Rosso 1-2. I'm assuming they haven't pit yet, but you never know. You never ever know. So we're in a provisional 6th place, you would say, at the moment. How far can we make it up? Can we make the overtakes on these guys ahead? We've got 6 laps to go, I think. So let's see how we do.
You're into P8. You've taken P8.
So it's Brendan Hartley that's leading this little train. He's holding the cars up ahead. We're right behind Grosjean. We've already passed Carlos Sainz. I think we're just going to bide our time. We don't want to lose our front wing or anything. So Hartley pits. Now that is huge, because now we don't have our sort of cork in the bottle. But we might have a chance at Grosjean. It is too fast a corner to really consider it an overtaking spot. Vettel having a little look at Max Verstappen, but Gasly is still in front of Lewis Hamilton, so there's another cork in the bottle up ahead. Surely Hamilton is, yeah, he's already passed him, so
There's 5 laps.
Hamilton leading the Grand Prix at the moment. Gasly in 2nd, Verstappen 3rd, Vettel 4th, Grosjean 5th, we're in 6th. And Vettel's having a look at Max Verstappen. That could have been a disaster, but we do seem to be losing ground on the guys in front. I really don't know why. I don't know if we're down on power or something like that. But Vettel having a look at Verstappen, he's gone past him. That's a fantastic move from Sebastian Vettel. But this is the section where we're really catching up to people. So can we somehow get past Romain Grosjean?
The battery is low on energy. Reduce ERS deployment.
And around this final turn now. Oh, again, a terrible exit. And Sainz is going to have a look. DRS enabled.
DRS is now enabled.
Which will surely help us in our race with Grosjean, but we need to stay within a second, otherwise we're going to get took by Sainz. Sainz having a little look. This could be us having a go now on Romain Grosjean. We've got the DRS wide open. Look at Sainz. Look at Sainz. I'm guessing it's something to do with the ERS deployment. The reason why we're losing ground, but it's annoying. I know that much. This could be a chance on Grosjean now. We're side by side. We go down as inside. And now we're up to 4th. I'm presuming Vettel's not going to stop. He's on the soft tyres. I'm assuming he stopped on the first lap and got lucky with the safety car. Unless Vettel was on the softs from the start. And he's coming in now. But he's not. Here comes Grosjean. We got a terrible exit out the final corner. He's now overtook us. But we're back in the lead. Just.
We have 2 laps of fuel remaining.
Final lap of the race. Can we catch up to the guys in front? Can we hold off Grosjean? Those are the questions that we're asking. I think it's been a decent recovery considering we were spun round on the first lap by Verstappen. Obviously helped by the safety car which bunched everything together. But yeah, I'd still feel bad about the flashbacks, but you know, it's one of those things, isn't it? Like, you know, would Verstappen have turned in on us in real life? And you know, what annoyed me most was that nothing happened to Verstappen. He was leading the race.
Tank is empty.
You need to be careful here not to run out of fuel. But Vettel and Verstappen have had a right ding-dong battle. Going to lean mix. Come round these final couple of corners. Just to make sure we have enough fuel to get over the finish line. But yeah, it's certainly been an interesting Grand Prix. Certainly got to enjoy the French circuit a little bit more on race day. Lewis Hamilton sets a fastest lap to finish the Grand Prix and win it. We're going to finish in 4th. I don't think that's too bad at all.
My friend, top job. I was a bit worried about this one at the start of the weekend, but you pulled through. Thank you.
A great win then for the Mercedes team today. And Anthony Davidson, give me your thoughts. How did they accomplish this result?
Well, they play safety car to absolute perfection. There are so many factors to worry about once the race is neutralised. I mean, do you pit for fresh rubber? Do you have the space behind you? How much fuel can you save? If you answer all of those questions correctly, you'll have a good chance. And that's exactly what happened today.
And as the adrenaline dies down after another eventful Grand Prix, here come the top 3 out onto the podium. So then, it's time to see how this result affects the Drivers' Championship. Lewis Hamilton takes over the lead of the Drivers' Championship after an excellent result. Moving on to the driver of the day then. Anthony Davidson, who would you go for?
Well, after a drive like that, it's got to be Charles Leclerc, hasn't it? Very clean, very smooth. He can be really pleased with that one.
And here's how things are shaping up in the Constructors' Championship. Mercedes move to the top of the table. That's it for today's Grand Prix, and from Ant and I, it's goodbye, and see you again next time.
So there we have it then. Lewis Hamilton wins the French Grand Prix with Verstappen in 2nd, Vettel 3rd, we finished 4th. Grosjean, Sainz, Magnussen, Leclerc, Perez and Van Dorn round out the points. Interestingly, Kimi Räikkönen has a 5-second penalty. What was that for? Severe collision with Van Dorn. Unserved stop go. So he had a collision with Van Dorn. Sorokin had a mechanical failure. A couple of guys got a stop go penalty for ignoring yellow flags. Collision with Sainz. But there you go. Verstappen got a warning on that first lap for having a collision with me. It was officially Max's fault, everyone. Apparently the collision with Raikkonen was my fault. I disagree with that one, but never mind. We got a couple of warnings for exceeding track limits / corner cutting. It's to be expected, you know, on a race like this, a track like this. But Lewis Hamilton is now leading the drivers' standings on 115 points. Kimi Räikkönen in second, 5 points behind. We're on 104, 11 points back. 12 points back is Vettel in fourth place. Verstappen 18 points behind in fifth, and Ricciardo now nearly 40 points off the pace. Constructors, we've moved to the top of the standings, 6 points ahead of Scuderia, Ferrari, and Red Bull in third place there. So that is where we're going to leave it for this episode. If you have enjoyed that, then make sure you do leave a like down below. It really does help me out. It means a lot to me as well. Subscribe if you'd like to see more. And I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.